Okay, so been a while since we've done a football club history on a Spanish club, and I missed a big club out when I first did the first batch of Spanish football club history. So we've got to go to northwest Spain, and we've got to look at Deportivo La Coruña. Now the club's full name is Real Club Deportivo de La Coruña, and they obviously play in their famous blue and white striped shirts. The club itself was founded on the 8th of December 1906. Their original name was Deportivo Sala Calvet. Sala Calvet being the athletic club in Coruña where the club was formed. And I'll get to their formation story shortly. Now, their home stadium is the Riazor. The current Riazor on its current location, because there's the old Riazor as well, was first opened in 1944. They've been there since 1944, so a good 80 years they've been at the Riazor. It has a capacity of 32,490. They have the highest capacity ever in the Segunda division and the Tercia division as well in Spain. They're a very well supported club in Galicia in Spain. Now, most Spanish clubs were founded by Englishmen, similar to Italy when football comes to Spain in the late Victorian period. But a young man called Jose Maria Abalo, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, Abalo, was studying in England, comes back to Spain. And in 1906, on the 8th of December, he has an idea, along with some others, at the Sala Calvet Athletic Club to found Deportivo. And that's the crux of it. He was one of the first Spanish men to found a football club in Spain. That still exists today. Now, they're currently in the Segunda division in Spain. They've been there for a season. This is their first season back, but they were in the third tier and he ended up in the fourth tier. They spent 4 seasons in their most recent spell in the third tier since they've last played in La Liga. It's been a tough decade or so for Deportivo. They've had money issues. They have struggled off the field. It's been some dark times. The club have been here before, but in recent memory, this is a very lean spell for the club. Now, to get the Real designation that the Spanish monarch has to designate that to the club, that happened in 1907. Alfonso, the king at the time, gave Deportivo the Real designation, hence the Real Club Deportivo, part of the club's name. But for those of a certain age and those of a certain vintage, so my age group, you will remember Deportivo La Coruña were one of the biggest clubs in Spain, and they took it to the big boys. When I say the biggest clubs in Spain, in the late 90s, early 2000s, they took it to Real Madrid, Barcelona, Athletic Bilbao and Atletico Madrid. They took it to them. They won La Liga. They weren't meant to win La Liga. They did. And the 99-2000 season is their sole La Liga title. They won La Liga that season, and it sort of gave a massive momentum shift to Spanish football. It made Real Madrid and Barcelona wake up, because Real Madrid are going through their Galacticos spell, where they're signing all these big players and can't win anything. Barcelona are not as successful as they should be. They're going through a bit of a down spell. Deportivo La Coruña and Valencia really shook up La Liga at the time. And so Deportivo get their sole La Liga title. They also win 2 Copa del Reys in this period. The first one in the 94-95 season and the second one in the 2001-2002 season. So this is, again, that shaking up of the Spanish footballing hierarchy. They also win 3 Supercopa de Espana as well. 95, 2000 and 2002. And that's it. The winning stops. Now, following winning the Copa del Rey the second time and their third Supercopa de Espana, they do make a semi-final in the UEFA Champions League in the 2003-2004 season. And this is where, if they had gone on to that final and won that final, the trajectory of Spanish football could be significantly different than it is today. They had that brief window of opportunity. It was very brief. It opened and it closed and it was done. But it was a golden era for the club, and it did shake up Spanish football. Valencia and Deportivo La Coruña really shook up Spanish football for a few years, which unfortunately has led to Barcelona and Real Madrid, and to a certain extent Atletico Madrid, being insufferable since then. And Spanish football is far less competitive now than what it was when Deportivo and Valencia were really making shockwaves at the time. Since their success, the money issues, the lack of consistency, they've slipped down the divisions. They're not in La Liga at the moment. They've had the money issues off the field. And it's been a bit of a tough slog, but they are a well-supported club. They have record attendances in the second and third tiers of Spanish football. Regularly getting over 20,000 at games. Attendance records being smashed at stadiums when they're playing away, when they're playing at home. Attendance records being smashed for fixtures. Very well supported club. And their biggest rivals is Celta Vigo in Galicia, the Galician derby. That's their biggest game of the season against their biggest rivals, Celta Vigo, depending how you pronounce that club's name. And that is a fierce rivalry. But as I say, at the moment, Deportivo have hit hard times. It's been a while since they were in La Liga. And a lot of people my age, especially, fondly remember the late 90s, early 2000s with this side. Very fondly remembered for that brief success that they had that shook Spanish football. And if they'd been more successful, we might have a different La Liga table right now. We might have different clubs having success in Spain rather than just Barcelona and Real Madrid and occasionally Atletico Madrid. We would have other clubs challenging for titles, which I think Spanish football lacks, which I think is to a detriment to the sport, not only in Spain, but also across Europe. People say Barcelona and Real Madrid are these two very popular clubs globally, and they are global brands, but they're not good for football. Let's be honest, Barcelona and Real Madrid aren't necessarily the best thing for football, if we're being honest, considering some of their off-field dealings and the culture at both clubs being pretty toxic. Deportivo La Coruna gave us another option for a while, and it was fun. It was fun while it lasted, and hopefully they can get back to La Liga, and hopefully they can add to their limited trophy cabinet. But by any club standards other than Barcelona and Real Madrid, that's a pretty solid trophy cabinet, winning major honours, winning league titles, but it's only a very brief amount of trophies. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully Deportivo La Coruna can make it back to La Liga, and hopefully one day again they can challenge for silverware. It's been a long time, but it was fun growing up watching this side playing in the Champions League, playing in the Cup Winners' Cup, and winning silverware. It was fun. And unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. And at the moment, that was their trophy window. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts in the comments section below, and I'll have some more content for you guys very, very soon.